Looking into the mysterious and profound, today's exploration focuses on near-death experiences, or NDEs. These enigmatic events have captivated human curiosity for centuries, occurring at the threshold between life and death. In this video, we will open up the nature of NDEs, their impact on those who experience them, and the broader implications they hold for our understanding of life itself. Join us as we delve deep into what NDEs are, how they have been perceived across different cultures, and what they might tell us about the human experience. A near-death experience, commonly referred to as an NDE, occurs when a person is close to death or has a severe medical emergency that brings them to the brink of mortality. These experiences have been reported by people who have survived cardiac arrests, traumatic injuries, or serious illnesses, and each story shares a few common traits that are both fascinating and mysterious. Typically, an NDE includes feelings of being detached from the physical body. Imagine floating above and looking down, observing events as if you were a spectator of your own life. This detachment often comes with a sense of overwhelming peace and calm, even in the face of what should be a traumatic event. Another frequent element is the experience of moving through a dark tunnel towards a source of light. This light is described not just as physical, but incredibly warm and inviting, as if it exudes love and acceptance. Another aspect often reported is the sensation of an instantaneous life review. Individuals recount an incredibly vivid recollection of major events and even minute details of their life, flashing before them in moments. What makes this particularly interesting is the consistency of such reports, regardless of the individual's background or beliefs. What adds another layer of complexity to NDEs is the encounter with figures that could be identified as deceased relatives, spiritual beings, or even religious figures. These meetings often carry messages of guidance or reassurance, leaving a lasting impact on the person experiencing the NDE. The environments described in NDEs vary, but are often depicted as unearthly realms of incredible beauty, imbued with a sense of ultimate knowledge or profound truth. It's important to note that while many experiences share these characteristics, each NDE is as unique as the individual who experiences it, shaped by their life experiences, beliefs, and personal understanding of the world. The concept of a near-death experience is not new or unique to modern times. Historical records and ancient texts from civilizations around the world have documented cases that remarkably resemble modern-day reports of NDEs. These accounts can be found in the writings of ancient Greece, in the medieval religious texts of Europe, and in the oral traditions of indigenous cultures from North America to Asia. In ancient Greek writings, for instance, we find descriptions of a warrior's soul leaving the body, traveling through a dark space, and encountering a radiant light. Similar motifs can be found in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which describes a journey through different realms in the afterlife, guided by spiritual knowledge. Cultural interpretations of NDEs vary significantly. In Western societies, the experiences are often framed in the context of Christian beliefs, with the light in the tunnel interpreted as a pathway to heaven or an encounter with divine beings. In contrast, Eastern interpretations might view the same light as the illumination of understanding, aligning more with Buddhist or Hindu concepts of enlightenment and rebirth. This diversity in interpretation points to the profound impact of cultural and religious backgrounds on how these experiences are perceived and described. It also raises fascinating questions about the nature of consciousness and its connection to cultural identity. By exploring NDEs through both a contemporary and historical lens, we can gain insights into how human beings across different eras and cultures have interpreted these boundary experiences between life and death. This not only helps in understanding the phenomenon itself, but also enriches our grasp of human culture and spirituality. The psychological impact of near-death experiences can be as varied as the experiences themselves. Many who have undergone NDEs report significant changes in their attitudes and outlooks on life. Common among these is a decreased fear of death. Imagine living your life free from the fear of its inevitable end. This is a reality for many who have experienced NDE. They often describe a new appreciation for life, a deeper sense of purpose, and a renewed commitment to personal values and relationships. The transformative effect of NDEs frequently extends into spiritual beliefs. Individuals might find themselves more spiritually inclined, feeling a strong connection to the universe and often accepting a more universalistic approach to spirituality, moving beyond the confines of rigid dogmas. This spiritual awakening can lead to greater acts of kindness, increased empathy, and a desire to help others, highlighting a shift towards altruistic behaviors. Integrating these profound experiences into everyday life is not always seamless. Some individuals struggle with the reconciliation of their NDE with their previous life views and relationships. They may feel isolated or misunderstood by those who haven't shared similar experiences. This can lead to challenges in personal relationships and sometimes even in professional contexts, as they navigate their transformed self in a world that remains unchanged. The quest to understand NDEs isn't just a philosophical or spiritual journey, it's also a scientific challenge. Researchers from various disciplines have attempted to explain NDEs through multiple theories and studies. One of the primary scientific interpretations involves the biological processes of the brain in critical conditions. For instance, neuroscientists have speculated that the release of endorphins during traumatic events could lead to the peace and detachment reported by many. Additionally, the effects of diminished blood flow and oxygen to the brain might contribute to the hallucinatory elements of some NDEs. Another hypothesis considers the role of chemicals like dimethyltryptamine, DMT, a compound found in the brain that is structurally similar to psychedelic substances. This chemical is thought to potentially induce vivid visions and a sense of detachment from the physical body, resembling those reported in NDEs. While these explanations provide a biological framework that can account for some aspects of NDEs, they do not fully capture the subjective experiences and transformations that individuals report. The rarity and unpredictability of NDEs make them difficult to study systematically. Most of our understanding comes from retrospective accounts, which are inherently challenging to verify and analyze under controlled conditions. This limitation invites ongoing exploration and dialogue across multiple fields, including neuroscience, psychology, and even philosophy, as each tries to piece together the complex puzzle of near-death experiences. While NDEs are undoubtedly profound, they are not without their skeptics. Critics argue that NDEs are merely the brain's response to extreme stress or a physiological reaction to the dying process. They point to the similarities between NDEs and certain hallucinatory experiences induced by drugs, extreme stress, or neurological conditions, as evidence that these experiences are not indicative of an afterlife or a spiritual realm, but are merely biological in nature. Skeptics question the reliability of NDE accounts, noting that they are often recounted after recovery, when memories can be influenced by medication, stress, or the desire to find meaning in traumatic experiences. This critique underscores the difficulties in validating and objectively studying such deeply personal and subjective experiences. Despite these criticisms, the fascination with NDEs persists, challenging both believers and skeptics to consider more deeply the mysteries of human consciousness and the potential limits of scientific understanding. The medical field has not remained untouched by the phenomena of NDEs. These experiences have prompted important discussions about patient care, particularly in the context of resuscitation and end-of-life treatment. NDEs have led to a greater focus on patients' psychological and emotional needs during recovery from life-threatening conditions, recognizing that the care for a patient goes beyond the physical. The accounts of peace and detachment reported by many who have undergone NDEs encourage healthcare professionals to approach end-of-life care with a renewed sensitivity and respect for the patient's experience and dignity. These discussions are crucial in shaping a more holistic approach to healthcare, where the implications of a patient's mental and emotional health are considered as integral as their physical well-being. While we look into these ongoing debates and explore how NDEs influence medical practices and ethical considerations, we continue to see the broader implications of these profound experiences. They not only challenge our understanding of life and death, but also encourage the portrayal of near-death experiences in media and popular culture, has significantly shaped public perceptions of these phenomena. Films, television shows, and books often depict NDEs as mystical and transformative encounters, emphasizing themes of redemption, enlightenment, and the afterlife. Such representations can resonate deeply with audiences, providing comfort or sparking curiosity about life's biggest questions. However, these portrayals can also lead to misconceptions. The dramatization of NDEs often overlooks the complexity and diversity of real-life accounts, potentially leading to standardized and overly romanticized notions of what these experiences entail. It's important for viewers and readers to approach these portrayals with a critical eye, recognizing the artistic license that often shapes such narratives. Despite these variances, the consistent inclusion of NDEs in storytelling highlights a collective fascination with understanding the boundary between life and death, a topic that has captivated humanity throughout history. This cultural engagement encourages ongoing dialogue and exploration of NDEs, bringing together people from all walks of life to share their experiences and interpretations. The impact of near-death experiences extends beyond individual transformations and cultural portrayals, reaching into the realms of philosophy and theology. NDEs challenge us to reconsider our understanding of consciousness, the self, and what it means to be alive. Philosophically, these experiences raise questions about the mind-body relationship and whether consciousness can exist independently of the physical brain. Theologically, NDEs prompt discussions across various religions and spiritual beliefs about the afterlife and the soul. For some, NDEs offer empirical evidence of life after death and a spiritual realm. For others, they are interpreted as symbolic journeys that reflect one's inner fears, hopes, and desires. These experiences provide a unique opportunity for interfaith dialogue, as they present elements that resonate across different belief systems, encouraging comparisons and discussions about the nature of existence and the afterlife. As we conclude this exploration of near-death experiences, we see that they are not only personal events with profound psychological impacts, but also phenomena that challenge scientific understanding and inspire cultural and spiritual reflections. They encourage us to think deeply about the mysteries of life and death, prompting both personal introspection and broader philosophical and theological debates. In this comprehensive look at near-death experiences, we've traveled from their definition and historical context to their profound impact on individuals and society. Through scientific explanations, we've seen the challenges of studying such subjective experiences, and through media portrayals and cultural discussions, we've appreciated their influence on our collective imagination and spiritual inquiries. NDEs remain a fascinating subject at the intersection of science, philosophy, and spirituality, continuously inviting us to explore and understand the deeper aspects of our existence. As we conclude this discussion, let's keep the dialogue open, sharing thoughts, questions, and insights that may arise from pondering the intriguing phenomenon of near-death experiences. We hope this exploration has enlightened and intrigued you. If you have thoughts, experiences, or questions about near-death experiences, please share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay updated on our future explorations into the mysteries of life and beyond.